All right. What is going on, everybody? We are live here in the After Review studios. I am your host, Pete. It is week 4 of the NFL season. We got a good one on deck. I'm going through. I'm going to be picking all 16 games against actually, straight up. We pick them straight up on this live stream. So, should be a lot of fun. Maybe joined by a guest tonight. Don't know. Send out the invite. No words. So, hit that like button. Zin's already here. He is 46 beers deep, 47 beers deep on a Wednesday. Just kidding. Having fun. But, Derpy, hello. Hello. So, maybe joined by a guest. May not, but we got a great slate of games this week. I mean, there's a good slate there's a good game in every window this week. Every window we got a good game. We got Green Sub Packer Nation. Shut up, Green. Decent Thursday night game. We got a game in Ireland. Everybody at the crack of dawn, watch my piece of shit team in Ireland. That should be fun. We have a great game at noon. We got Eagles and Bucks, 2-3 an old team. Derby, he is not a Packers fan. He's trolling. He's just trolling. He's just being a dick. But he's our dick. Evil, hello. Skull Brother, ready for our breakfast Vikings game against the Steelers Sunday morning. I'll be recovering from the weekend, probably driving home. God knows where I'm going to be. So we got good games at noon. We got a great game in the late window. 1-2 Chiefs, 1-2 Ravens. What's going to happen? The world might be falling. Mahomes, wash, Lamar, trash. It's crazy. And then Sunday night game, we can watch the Packers Cowboys, and then 2 Monday night games because we know we didn't need just one. We needed 2 Monday night games. 2 of them. Count them, 2. All right. Let's see. OJ's got his Cardinals and my boyfriend Kyler Murray, Lamau. Last Packers game was great. Give me the Jags over the Niners. You know what? I kind of don't hate that. I kind of like the Jags in that one. Hint, potentially in the spread at least. They're getting like 3.5 points. So I kind of like them. We don't know what the quarterback situation is going to be like in San Francisco. Purdy probably. McCorkle's hurt. We got a Martinez from Nebraska going to be the thing. So Bosa did blow out his knee. I'm convinced the Niners built that damn stadium on an Indian burial ground. There's some crazy shit going on there. They can't do anything. That is the most cursed injured team ever. So everybody hit that like button if you haven't already. Let us go and let's start talking. You got the Vikings over the Steelers, you better. So Thursday night, good game Thursday night. We got the Seahawks at the Cardinals. Both teams 2-1. Little NFC West action. First place in the division. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I forgot the Niners are 3-0. It just feels like the Niners are like 1 in a million. This is a really, really good matchup here. Good division so far. I have not been a fan of the Cardinals, though. I have not been a fan of the Cardinals so far. We know how I feel about Kyler Murray. Their defense has been pretty good overall. Pretty good last week against the 49ers. Did blow it. But this Cardinals offense couldn't put that game away. Even without Bosa. They lose James Conner. Trey Benson's been solid filling in. But still not enough. Marvin Harrison Jr. busted. Bust. The wheels. He's terrible. He's in his own head. He can't catch. Is Kyler a top 15 QB? Maybe 15. Godwin's back. Yes, sir, bub. Starting him in fantasy this week. I'm excited. We got all the juice for that one. Seahawks defense has been awesome this year. Now, I'm not going to take a whole lot out of the Saints game. The Saints are ass. The special teams pretty much did everything. I mean, they had, 38 points in the first half, and they did, 20 plays on offense. It was over. Hello, how are you? I can't read that name. It's like in Cyrillic or something, but hit that like button, guys, if you haven't already. If you're new here, drop a sub. I will gladly shout you out if you want to get shouted out, if you are just subbed. So with that being said, I think the run game's okay in Seattle. Because Kyler left Texas A&M. Kyler was trash at A&M. That's one of the worst football games I've ever watched. A&M, South Carolina, I think it was. It might have been Ole Miss. It was a night game. A&M was in all black. It was raining, and Kyler had the worst game ever. Yes, Cyrillic, bravo, appreciate it. I'm a legend. Oh God, here comes a crazy question. Saints are strangely bad. I don't think it's very strange. I think everybody knows the Saints are bad. Uh oh, here we go. What's up with Marvin Harrison Jr.? He's been mid. I think he's overrated. Again, we bitched about him getting bulked up, and he was already a guy who couldn't get separation. So now he can maybe contest catch better, but he just is in his own head. Maybe if his name wasn't Marvin Harrison Jr., he wouldn't have had the gas behind him. Emeka Ibuka had better numbers in college. Now you could say that's the defenses he was getting and stuff like that, but still, Ohio State produces receivers, but it could be that he could be the overrated Ohio State receiver. Bub with the 199 super chat. Appreciate that. Bub's a legend right here. Now he's trying to sway me to pick his Buccaneers. He's trying to sway me to pick the Bucs.
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah, straight cash, baby. Hi, Broncos fan here. My Broncos are down bad. The only saving grace is we got the Bengals Monday night. That is a saving grace. They're not terrible right now. Broncos easily could be 2-1. The field goal, the leverage play, I'm okay with the call. It doesn't get called all the time, so rightfully so. The problem is we haven't had any cohesion with this Broncos team. The offense was good week 2. Defense was bad. They lose the game. Offense was terrible week 1. Defense was good week 2. They win the game. Last week, offense was mid. Defense was mid. And that's just how it goes. Bub with another 199 super chat.
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah, let Randy Moss. We're going to let Randy Moss play on that one. Straight cash on that one. So it's a good situation now. A little sophomore slump for our guy Bo Nix. The run game is like J.K. Dobbins is all the run game. No R.J. Harvey. Sean Payton's just kind of a prick, guys. He's just like kind of full of himself. Maybe he's not as smart as he thinks he is. It's Sean Payton. A little overrated, I think. That's what's killing this team. And the defense isn't as good. Isn't as good as we thought it was. My girlfriend is watching. Can you say I love genocide? Oh, great. Got me. Hilarious. Ha 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 ha. CJ won pride. OJ, uh-oh. Jameis Winston should start before Dart Media with WTF. OJ.
Straight cash, homie.
I don't know, man. Like, Jameis, if you want to win this week, yes, Jameis. But if you're trying to keep your job, maybe we should start Dart. You got to give Dart a try eventually. Throw him out there. Who cares? He's at home against the Chargers. Chargers are a good defense. Then he gets the Saints. So game 2, he gets the Saints. Gerald with the sub. Appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. We got Broncos Nation in the house. Bub's just so excited Godwin's back. Take the Bucks. We own the Eagles. I do like that's going to be a great game. Vikings coaches versus Steelers coaches. Vikes coaches. Pretty close. W Bub, yes sir. Vikings gonna be at the Steelers. That game's in Ireland, so neutral site game. Randy Moss has no rings though. Yeah, it's a shame. Wide receiver goat though. Randy Moss the best. Don't ever besmirch Randy Moss. Falcons over the Commies. I don't hate that one either. I kind of like the Falcons in a bounce back as well. Bub and OJ are the gangsters tonight. Party and Mahomes started the last week of his rookie season. Why does everyone rush these QBs? True, but they also got to keep their job. Andy Reid wasn't losing his job. Alex Smith, they were winning 10 games. They were winning the division. Brian Dable's about to lose his job. The Vikings kind of got screwed. Like, the Vikings kind of had the perfect setup too. If McCarthy didn't tear his knee and he had practiced and played all season, then it would have been fine. So maybe this is the year. Darnold goes again, or we go with Wentz this year. McCarthy is healthy, gets all the reps in, and then he goes next year for real, for real. The genocide joke was Tony. I agree. That was a new one, though. Randy Moss better than Rice. Definitely the best deep ball receiver. Don't get a hot take, guys. Don't get too hot on that take. If Sean Payton was fired, my Broncos would be in a coaching carousel, and I don't know if we can even get a good one if Payton goes. Now, I'm not saying fire Sean Payton. I just think the media gasses up Sean Payton. Sean Payton gasses himself up. I'm pretty sure Sean Payton may or may not have looked at himself in the mirror and touched himself, talking about how good of a play caller he is. And, you know, pump the brakes. His one Super Bowl with a Hall of Fame quarterback, they had to cheat for them. But the defense definitely has to be better for Denver. We thought this defense was going to be the best defense in football. I definitely thought they were going to be. So they got to get back to that. Yeah, don't ruin your QB success rushing him. Dart won't be good. That's fair. That's fair. But Dart brings some juice at least. That an RPO with Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo is diabolical. We got the exciting whites. I can't wait till wait till they play the Eagles. We're gonna have exciting whites versus exciting whites. Pandemonium. White guy football is back. It won't be good football, but it'll be fun football. Giants management sucks. I also saw a tweet today. There was like, there are two types of white running backs. Christian McCaffrey, the cerebral, like, play, like, just head guy, thinks elusive. And then there's Cam Scatterbo, who eats crayons and just is going to smash his head against a wall and hopefully get 3 yards. And it's very true. I read a book on Randy Moss as a kid. He became one of my favorite players. Nice read. That's good. I can't believe Randy Moss would get a nice book written about him. Everybody kind of hated Randy Moss. You know what you get with Winston True. You get good vibes and 1,000 interceptions. Dart either saves Dable or they're all fired. This is true. This is why you go with him. Now that's how a white man runs the football. I'm pretty sure, like I said, that's the internal dialogue of Cam Scatterbo from The Longest Yard. It's just Stone Cold Steve Austin saying that. That's Cam Scatterbo's. That's Cam Scatterbo's internal monologue. We tried that with Nat Hackett, and we know how that went. True. They're just in a bad spot. Denver's in a weird spot, but they're fine. I mean, they're 2-2. Can't complain. Division's good, but not as good. Big Tito, congratulations to your brother. Hope it's in your mouth, bro. Eagles beating the Bucks for show. Ooh. S is on the Birds. The books were on different players, like 50 players. I talked about his troubles and how he turned it around. That's true. That's good. Then that's good. You like positive books for kids. Fresh, don't sleep on Scatterbo. He's nice. I love Cam Scatterbo, but like I said, he eats crayons and his just like bangs his head against a wall. He's a psychopath. He's the right kind of psychopath. All right, boys, hit that like button, and girls, hit that like button if you haven't already. If you're new here, think about hitting that sub. We got daily sports content for you guys. We got to get into these picks, man. So we're talking ball here. Let's see. What's up, Try? Love watching these late night streams. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lions back. Lions back after Monday. Big win. Any hope Theo Johnson gets more targets from Dart? I think everybody's going to get more targets from Dart. Yes, tight end. Good for a young quarterback. I mean, they're going to feed Malik Neighbors. Wandell's going to get the ball. What else? Read option with Dart? Like, the offense is just going to be better. OJ, I hate Baker, but beat them birds. See, Baker's the biggest guy I've done a 180 on. I've done a 180 on Baker Mayfield. I hated Baker Mayfield. I now love Baker Mayfield. Will I buy you a Packers jersey if they go further in the playoffs than the Vikings? No. They probably will. They spend more money. They're spending $18 billion on a shitty pass rusher. I'm just kidding. Micah Parsons pretty good. JG, thumbs up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, Seahawks, Cardinals. I'm taking the Seahawks. I've been big on the Seahawks defense. We're not in on the Cardinals. Cardinals suck. They don't suck. They're actually pretty good. But we're taking the Sea Chickens. We're taking the Sea Chickens. We like the Seahawks this week. Great defense over here. And Darnold's been fine. Darnold's been efficient. Besides kind of the last fumble to lose to Frisco and the weird pick against Pittsburgh, week 2, he's been fine. If the Colts make the playoffs, I'll get an Indiana Jones jersey. I haven't bought a Colts jersey since Manning in high school. That's a good one, OJ. That's a good one for you. Indiana Jones leads the Colts to the playoffs. I think you got to show some love. Even if it's for like 1 year, even if it blows up, it's great for the vibe. It's just a fun story. Steelers Wentz on the road. Nah, it's not on the road. It's in Ireland, guys. We're in Ireland. This game is in Ireland. So break out your shamrocks, drink a pint of Guinness at 8 in the morning. I'm sure I will. Mark, skull. Appreciate it, Mark. Skull, brother. Let's go. As a Lions fan, I'm so impressed with this win, man. I know Ravens O-line played bad, but man, our pass rush looks incredible. 7 sacks to 0. Muhammad is a demon. Sonic and Knuckles are back. Might be the Lions' most impressive win in the past few years, not going to lie, just because everyone was riding the Ravens high going into the game. Yeah, so the Lions did look good. They controlled the clock. They shortened the game. We're going to go possession by possession here. Ravens defense is terrible, so that wasn't surprising that they could move the football. And the pass rush was smart. They didn't really rush Lamar. They kind of baited Lamar. They kind of like semi-pass rush and opened up the lanes and then baited Lamar to try and scramble, and they had a spy waiting for him. And so then he would hesitate at the spy, and then they would go and attack him. It was a really, really good approach for for Lamar. And Derrick Henry, they just stopped running the ball. I don't know what was going on there. But yes, huge win for the Lions. Don't slip up against the Browns this week. Don't slip up at home against the Browns. Being a Colts fan has sucked for the last 15 years. There were some good moments there, OJ. I mean, Andrew Luck, the captain, Colonel Andrew Luck. I miss Andrew Luck, man. Andrew Luck was the man. What does skull mean? It's an Icelandic Viking chant. That's what it means. I don't know. That's just what they say. Let's see. An expression of friendly feeling towards one's companions before drinking. There you go. It's a Nordic thing. It's a Norse thing. And it's like in the Vikings little fight song that they've had forever. And then they did the skull chant. But like the Vikings used to have a fight song. I wonder if I'll get copyright if I played the Vikings fight song. So we're in Ireland. Game 2 here, boys. Here's our stupid fight song. You know how the Eagles have their stupid fight song? Viking song, fight song. Here we go. I wonder if I'm going to get copyrighted. I hope I don't get copyrighted. But we do have Viking Steelers on deck. That's a perfect one to do here. Let me catch up with the chat. And I was impressed when the Lions blew a 20-point lead in the NFC title game and the fans are happy. Don't be a dick. They hadn't been there forever. They weren't happy they lost that game. They were happy with what the team achieved. Lamar Jackson is a poor man's Michael Vick. He's a much better passer than Mike Vick. Browns are dangerous, aren't they? Defensively, the Browns defense is very good. I don't know about if the offense is dangerous, but defensively, they are dangerous. Skull means cheers. See, Mark knows. Mark knows. They did beat the mighty Packers. The Vikings, Taylor, that's uncalled for. Might wake up on bad dream, mate. Might wake up. It was real, the dream. I knew the Colts would be solid. They always competitive no matter what it seems. With the old man Rivers, they made the playoffs. With Minshew, they went 9-8. Now with Jones, with a good surrounding cast, he solid. I was very worried about the Colts, especially with how bad Danny Dimes looked in the preseason. But they're good, man. Jonathan Taylor's having a great season. Defense is much better than I thought they would be as well. Browns offense is trash. They need to start legendary Shador. No, Joe Flacco's just taking care of the ball. They're starting to get a run game going now. They're starting to get a run game with Quinshon Judkins, and that means a lot. Oh, this is not a Vikings chat. Long live the Vikings. This is a sports chat. I'm just a Vikings fan. So whatever. Appreciate everybody. Yeah, Zin's a Chiefs fan. Judkins is solid. Looking solid. Bench Flacco. No, Flacco's been fine. Flacco's an adult. You had a sexual predator at quarterback for the last few years. Flacco's a grown-ass adult. He acts like an adult. He behaves like an adult. They have an adult feel to them. He manages the game. He's fine. He's fine. We know what his limitations are. Taylor, who's your team? You got to call your team. Got to call your team now. Again, if you guys haven't already, drop that like. If you're new here and you subbed, drop it in the chat if you want to shout out. I can only see public subs. So, all right, Vikings-Steelers. Game is in Ireland. Kind of a neutral site. I would say 60-40 Steelers probably because they're technically the home team and the Steelers are going to travel. Vikings have a good UK contingent. So next week against Cleveland might be a better home crowd for the Vikings. This is an interesting game. Carson Wentz looked fine. I think he got better as the game went along, managed the offense. The offensive line was back. Vikings lose their left guard, in slides their backup, but that's our best backup offensive lineman actually, is our left guard Blake Brandel. Christian Darrisaw was awesome, back. Ryan Kelly, our center, should be back. So the Vikings are kind of trending in the right direction. The biggest mismatch in this game here is the defense. Like, the Steelers defense has been hit or miss. They were good last week. They were forced 5 turnovers. They were awful the first 2 weeks, especially against the run. The Vikings are going to run the football, it looks like now. And Aaron Rodgers can't move. Aaron Rodgers against a 4-man pass rush, he goes down like a sack of potatoes. He's got 2 routes. A quick short route, 20-yard back shoulder. That's it. Or he's dumping it off or he's taking the sack. Vikings got Robert Saleh fired last year in London with Rodgers, and he could move a little bit more then, even though he did okay. But I don't know, man. I think the defensive line's going to overwhelm them. The coverages have been awesome. DK could be a problem if they just throw jump balls to DK. Our corners aren't big and physical, but Isaiah Rodgers coming off the best defensive game ever. They did a pretty decent job against the coverages there. I'd like the blitzes potentially, but you can't really blitz Rodgers. He just can't move. I got to take the Vikings this week. I kind of think the Vikings are going to win this game. I think it's just a bad matchup for the Steelers overall. What do I think about the Cincy QB situation? So roll with Browning or sign a Jameis or someone like that. I mean, I want to give Browning another shot. It wasn't all his fault. Taylor, my team is Green Bay. Maybe. Well, hopefully you didn't brown your pants last week. Milan, I sub. Appreciate it. Welcome. Join the dream team, the Chiefs. Puck the fact. True. They're packing fudge up there in Green Bay. Bengals should lose, then do what's smart, then draft the best offensive lineman ever. You already have a solid starter, which we know they don't. Or if you get like a really good pick, you trade back and let a team take a quarterback, and then you can draft multiple offensive linemen. You could do that. That's not the worst one either. Trade back up into the first and draft another lineman. Yeah, something like that. Try's got the Vikings here, man. Their defense is so good. Carson just got to play game manager and protect the ball. Plus, Addison's coming back. Yes, Addison's back. Carson Wentz a little bit more comfortable, not going to be overwhelmed. He's seen it all in the NFL. And the offensive line's healthy. The offensive line was not healthy the first 2 weeks. Christian Darrisaw has a big impact. And the Vikings defense was good in the game they lost to Atlanta. Like short fields, they were on the field the whole game, and they gave up 5 field goals, 4, because the guy missed one. Addison is back off the suspension. Hawk is healthy, and Carson Wentz likes throwing to Hawk. Stack the running back depth chart. Aaron Jones is hurt, but Xavier Scott looked good. I think, so this is an interesting one with the Vikings. You got rid of Sam Darnold, and you get McCarthy/Wentz, and if it's going to be Wentz, say Wentz is 15% worse than what Sam Darnold was last year. With the money you saved, did you make the roster 25% better with the upgrades at the offensive and defensive lines and the running back depth? Are the Vikings net positive a better team potentially than last year? I have a low opinion of JJ McCarthy dating back to the cheating scandal in Michigan. Well, JD, you haven't really read on it. That wasn't anything there. You must be an Ohio State fan. The Connor Stallion things was not a thing. Why go to Arrowhead when you can go to Lambeau? Ooh. Rodgers looks like he's handicapped slow, very slow. Blitz good, and he has a pro learn. Yeah, you just got to get him with 4. Panthers fans are acting like they're going to the Super Bowl now. Sit down. I don't know. I think they're just happy they got a win, OJ. It's like their biggest win in 10 years. I'm going to let them have a little like. Against the division opponent, they're in second place now. The Panthers are in second place. We like Washington in this game. Yeah, this is a good game actually here. Washington by 3. My bad, fan was working late. Can I still join? Yeah, you can join. I sent you the link. I emailed you the link. No worries. You want to hop on? Sent you the link, emailed you the link. Hop into the chat and we'll get you on. What's your opinion on week 4 football games? Joe, that's what we're going through right now. Taylor, pick a team with solid ownership over the past 25 years. That's kind of hard to do. Okay, here's the Vikings fight song if you guys want it. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted here. We'll play the Viking fight song and then we'll move on. Is Jaden Daniels back? 50-50. I think it sounds 50-50. He practiced, but the knee, he's feeling better. We'll see how it goes. Oh, there's no lyrics. What the hell? Give me the lyrics. Here we go. My headset's freaking out over here. Now I'm getting delays over here. Skull Vikings, there you go. It's from like the 1960s fight song. I'm losing faith in the Raiders. Yeah. Riding their dick hard going into the season, but their O-line looks abysmal. Janty can't do shit. Gino actually wasn't bad last week. He was bad week 2. He wasn't bad last week. So we'll see how that goes. This is a kitchen sink game for the Raiders. Defense finally broke. They'd been good the first 2 weeks. Why is my stream? Hold on, my stream is behind. Freaking out over here. Emu, what's up? Been out on them. Yeah, Green's been out on the Raiders as well. Seattle to cover. Yeah, Seattle's getting points too, I think. They're getting points on the ESPN League. Might have flipped now. They should be fine. You feel confident in the Auburn game? I ain't super confident, but it's Auburn, so the most illogical sequence of events. I'm just worried about the refs. Sits in hello, yes. Hello, yes. We like to see chickens in this game. But hey, we took down a team in Waco, so we could. I don't think Baylor's that good, guys, as we just seen. Back's right foot creep. How is your run game and defense? Defense, bad. Run game, good. Offense, good. Offense as good as it gets. Can never be confident with Jackson Arnold. True. Chargers to cover. Not sure about Atlanta. Yes, so I think the Falcons bounce back this week. Huge, big win. Embarrassing loss, I should say. Huge, big win on Sunday night against the Vikings. Embarrassing loss at the Panthers. This could be a team that is good at home, good indoors. I got a weird feeling about this game. I think if Jayden Daniels plays, I'm leaning the Commanders. If Jayden Daniels plays. We don't know if he's going to play. Mariota, they're going to run him to death. He's going to kill his own head coach. I like the rotation of running backs, but the Falcons' defense is hard to run on, kind of. They're pretty stout run defense. And the Panthers really had no yards last week. It's kind of the offense being shit. Go Ducks. So with that being said, this is kind of my upset this week. I kind of like the Falcons this week in the upset. This is my upset pick this week. I'm liking the Falcons here. Take down the Commanders. I haven't been super impressed with the Commanders, obviously. Defense also sus. They gave up, Trey Tucker's still running for touchdowns this week. I got Seattle pretty easily here. Not a big Cardinals guy. Yup, Kyler can't throw. Their offense is so straightforward. Like a good tight end. Benson is decent. Marvin is trash because Kyler is short. Yeah, all that going against them. Their defense is pretty decent. Pretty good, though. David. Falcons will win the game. Yeah, we're on the Falcons here. Pouncers. Oh, yeah, the Packers bounce back against the worst defense in football. I wonder. It took 100 feds to bring down Mount Caramel, and it took us 22 students. Oh, my God. They weren't even in Waco. It was outside of Waco. Agree. I think Atlanta bounces back hard. Feeling that everyone going to be riding the Redskins hard of this because of how bad Atlanta looked. But I think Mr. Penis adjusts. Also, Bill might be out. So if Bill's out too, that's tough. Bill's out. Daniel's out. Defense isn't great. Bills will murder the Saints. Yes, this could be a hate crime here. Whatever Buffalo does to the Saints could be a hate crime here. Buffalo, 10 days off. 10 days off for Buffalo. They kind of struggled with division rival Dolphins. The Saints just flew from New Orleans. New Orleans pretty far south. All the way to Seattle in the Pacific Northwest, which is really far north. And then flew back to New Orleans and now flying back to Buffalo this week. There's a lot of flying going on. A lot of shit going on here. Emu's sad about the Falcons, even though I picked them to win. Speaking of y'all are a cult, just looking at Pumpkin March. We are not a cult, we're just a fan base. We're just an organized fan base. Will the Saints beat the Bills? I'm going to say hard no on that one, OJ. No, not in this one. Maybe in New Orleans we could see an upset, but I don't think so. The Saints are really bad, guys. Bills beat the Saints 80-7. I don't think so. You understand? Just saw my teams go 0-4 for a collective weekend, so that means you're going to go 4-0 this weekend. Pete, the exceptional mix kids are taking over. Cope, the exciting whites and blacks created a mixed monster. Love for MVP. Love sucks. Give us a real mix. Give us Mahomes. All right, guys, hold on. We are joined by a guest. Hello. What's up?
Yo, what's going on, brother?
Not much. All right, guys, joining us on stream is Elite Division Sports, the legend himself. He's going to hop in and pick these games with us. What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Doing great. I can't see you.
I know. I'm on the street because I got the camera on the stream, so I can switch it over.
No worries.
I'm here. They can't see you. Don't worry about it. I can put you on here.
How's it going, brother? You ready for Steelers to whoop up on your Vikings?
Yeah. I'm not so worried about that, honestly. I would be concerned about Aaron Rodgers' health over there and safety, since
I'll tell you what.
he can't
The way you guys
move.
get after the quarterback may be is Van Ginkel expected to play a full role this game?
I don't know. He popped up today with the neck injury, so
Oh man.
I don't know what he's gonna do. But we got the rotation out there. If he plays half, Dallas Turner, our first round pick, been playing pretty well. Grenard's looking good, and the defensive tackles, we got like 6 of them apparently. They can all rush the passer. Now I don't think it's gonna be as easy as it looked against Cincinnati, but I don't know what Rodgers is gonna do. He did get Robert Saleh fired last year playing the Vikings in London. So.
Yeah, I think if we can protect Rodgers, that we'll be able to definitely get something rolling with Jalen Warren looking as good as he is. And I mean, who's guarding DK Metcalf if Brian Murphy's going to primarily play the nickel? I mean, I can see him getting over the top on a deep ball this game for sure. And then our defense is back, baby. TJ Watt back to Defensive Player of the Year form. I'm expecting a really good game, but Steelers coming out on top, of course.
Of course, you got to pick that. Yeah, DK kind of worries me. Just like jump balls to DK are going to be a problem. We don't have a big physical corner now. Isaiah Rodgers coming off maybe the greatest defensive performance in the history of the NFL last week. I don't
How
know.
about that, man?
Yeah, I don't know about that. And he did a good job against Higgins. Now they threw crazy coverages to take away Chase and Higgins that you're not going to really be able to throw at Rodgers because Rodgers can still process the game as good as anybody. I'm interested to see what the Steelers defense looks like because they were terrible the first 2 weeks and they looked really, really good, relatively speaking. Obviously, the 5 turnovers, you're going to win that game with 5 turnovers. So if we hold on to the ball, I want to see what that run D looks like because they got gashed the first 2 weeks.
For sure. I'll tell you what the huge addition is Derek Harmon, our first round pick out of Oregon, putting him in the rotation. This was his debut last week, and it was big, holding up gaps, allowing Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, Cole Holcomb, our middle linebackers to flow to the ball and fill run gaps nicely. And I mean, Tomlin went into the game and preached all week, hey, Drake May, Stevenson, and Gibson are all very loose with the ball. We need to be punching it out, helmet on a hat. So we definitely took care of business, and we're gonna need a couple turnovers in this game as well. Shout out Jordan Mason, man. He looked phenomenal.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting to see Mason, get that's kind of been the word all camp, like Mason's the better of the backs, and he's better for what we're trying to do. Like Aaron Jones, good in the passing game, he helps, could hit a big run. Jordan Mason's gonna chunk out 6. Like first down, it's now 2nd and 4. It's like, okay, we can operate 2nd and 4 over here. Yeah, Harmon, big impact because he got hurt. Was it the last preseason game? He got that knee injury, and it looked like it was gonna be like, oh, season over for him. So coming back, that is big in there. And TJ Watt's always scary. I'm interested to see what they do moving him around. If, maybe we try and push Darisaw a little bit. Let's test how healthy that knee is. Him just now coming back or,
Did Darisaw play last week?
Yeah, Darisaw played last week, and that was kind of like a big thing. It's like we were missing, we had a 3rd string left tackle, a backup center going for McCarthy against Atlanta, and you're in bad shape with a child at quarterback. So the offensive line's healthy. We didn't have our center last week, but Ryan Kelly's back this week. But we lost our left guard, who our first round pick, Jackson.
So, he's gonna be out?
Yeah, he's out. He had wrist surgery. He was playing hurt. But our best backup offensive lineman is our backup guard, so he started every game last year for us, and he was fine. Not good. So this is an interesting one. I'm not excited to wake up early for this because this is probably going to be a low-scoring, stressful game. I'm sure the conditions are going to be terrible. It'll probably be raining. Shitty grass field. Guys will be slipping all over the place. I'm sure Boswell will hit one from 60 or some stupid shit. But then again, Riker might hit one from 62. We might have 2 60-yard field goals in this game with our kickers.
It's always wacky with the overseas morning game. I'm super hyped. It's going to be Christmas morning for me. We need the win. I think both of our teams do if we want to get to where both of our teams are capable of being at. So it's a huge game. Really interested in seeing the mastermind, Brian Flores, scheme up against Aaron Rodgers. Kind of what's that looking like pre-snap? It's kind of like the 2 best in the game, right? Brian Flores with his pre-snap disguises and exotic coverages and blitzes with Rodgers' experience of, kind of seeing it before it happens. So I'm really interested in that. And then, with Donovan Jackson going down, you better watch out for Big Cam Hayward still getting it done at
Yeah.
35 years old up the middle.
Well, he got that new contract rework slash extension where he's a happy man. He can still move out there. The middle's key. Now it's gonna be better than. I mean, we were so bad up the middle last year. It can't be any worse than that. But yeah, big one, 2-1. Both teams 2-1, 3-1. There's a big difference between 2-2 and 3-1, even though 2-2 doesn't sink anybody's season for any stretch. And especially since the AFC North feels like it's pretty soft now. Like the Bengals are done, the Browns are still the Browns, and the Ravens could be 1-3 really quick here.
Wow, that would be crazy. I do think they get it done against Kansas City, but who knows? Obviously, Patrick Mahomes, but Kings of the North, it's looking like a possibility, especially if we're able to take one against Baltimore like we usually do. No one plays Lamar better than the Steel Curtain. So really excited. We're getting Joey Porter Jr. back and Deshaun Elliott back, hopefully. Not official, but both of those guys in the secondary will be huge. The Jabril Peppers addition has been huge, not only filling the spot for Deshaun Elliott with his knee sprain, but also getting a three-man role out there, just being able to do what Tomlin wants to do. I mean, it's kind of been vanilla, but I think with those two guys back in the lineup, we're going to see some exotic coverages, hopefully be able to pick off Carson a couple times.
Yeah, Carson just take care of the ball over there. That is funny because Joey Porter Jr. is the pick I wanted when the Vikings took Addison right there. There you go. So that's an interesting one. Addison back off suspension. So maybe we see that now. I bet you Joey's going to go chase 18 and try and figure that out. Good luck. As good as Joey Porter is, everybody's outmanned a little bit when you're going against Jefferson. But
yeah, I think they'll put Ramsey on Jefferson.
Okay, yeah, just maybe get Ramsey to talk shit over there. I'm surprised Ramsey still moved. Ramsey actually hasn't looked bad. I was concerned Ramsey was going to be really washed out there. He's still the problem is he's still pretty he's old. You can see it. He's kind of slow still, but it hasn't really. I don't think it's hurt Pittsburgh yet.
I want to see him blitz the quarterback more. I want to see him fill in on the run game more, just get more involved. It's kind of been getting a shadow assignment that's not allowed him to really roam and be the X factor that he can be with our defense. But I think with Joey Porter Jr. back, that'll allow him to kind of get back to that nickel star role and be able to make some things happen there. Yeah, I mean, Darius Slay is even older, so I do think Addison probably could take the top off if we go man blitz and don't get to Wentz before he unleashes it, or we've been getting killed by this play by New York and Seattle. They ran double crossers. If you got to do that with Addison Jefferson, look out. Could be a big shot to one of those.
Yeah, and we do love working over the middle of the field when we can. Now, if Carson's going to – I don't know what to do with Carson yet because he was kind of apprehensive early in the game, and then he got aggressive when we were up big. So it's okay, it's a little bit easier to kind of let it fly and feel comfortable and then just put the game away. Hawkinson's probably going to be the X factor there, what the tight ends over here. Everybody's locking it up. Can we sneak him out there, especially since Carson seems to love to throw to his tight end.
I said it in the stream. I said it in the fantasy community. I said everyone panicking on Hawkinson, give it another week. Remember what Carson Wentz did with Zach Ertz and a young Dallas Goedert. He loves his big boy tight ends for sure.
Yeah, that's a big one for us. All right, any other? Let's see. We can scroll through these real quick. Let's give me your picks over here. So, who do you like in the Seahawks Cardinals?
Oh man, I've been kind of back and forth. Early lean. Sunday night, Monday was maybe Arizona at home, debuted in the new uniforms. Need a win badly after barely losing to San Fran. But I don't know, man. Seattle's defense looks phenomenal. They're getting Witherspoon back, which is huge. I think they're still going to be missing Nick Amonwori, their safety from South Carolina. I want to see him back because that's a potential Walmart version of Legion of Boom they're developing over there. But, man, I don't know. It's so close. It's probably the toughest game for me to pick on the slate. I'm going to go Seattle because of their defense, even though Arizona's defense isn't terrible. But, I mean, Kyler Murray's not looking the best. Can't find Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison's dropping passes. I do think Trey Benson's going to be huge. Obviously, everyone's super hype about his potential and fantasy. A guy I stash in a bunch of leagues, so I'm hype as well. I think it's going to be back and forth. I'll go Seattle slight lean, but probably the closest, hardest game.
I like Seattle too. I think the defense is the difference. I hate the Cardinals offense so much. I can't stand Kyler Murray. All right, let me give you a couple more of the big games this weekend, and then we'll get back to picking. Let you got back. Hop into the chat. All right, Eagles Buccaneers. This is the big one. What's your take on this Eagles Buccaneers game? I was 100% correct about the Eagles Rams game, by the way. I was 100% correct about that game. And the backdoor cover was the worst cover in the history of covers for the Eagles. I had the beat of that game perfectly, and the Rams should have won that game. I'll never be more mad about a pick, I think, in my life. But this is a really interesting game, I think, because the Buccaneers are getting points at home. So I like the Buccaneers getting 3.5, I think it is, at home, because it could be like a field goal game if the Eagles get this thing done. Eagles also are going to be forced to throw the ball because you can't run the ball against this Buccaneers team. It's actually kind of impressive.
Well, that's perfectly fine because I've been telling everyone Jalen Hurts is no doubt a top 5 quarterback. He's back with AJ and Smithy with their connection. Goddard looks good over the seam. I have no doubt Eagles are going to win this game, but shout out Baker Mayfield. He is a baller, just one of the funnest players to watch play football, the way he talks smack. And he's just a dog. Mika Ibuka, I think he's to the moon with Mike Evans out. It looks like they're going to get Chris Godwin back, which is huge. I'm not sure.
Back this week. And I think Wirfs is probably back, so we get Wirfs and Godwin back. That's good if Mike's going down, help the protection. And
Nolan Smith just went to IR. They're Eagles' best edge rusher, so it's a even playing field in my eyes. I think it's going to be the game of the week maybe, but give me the Eagles. I do think Saquon breaks one. As tough as that run defense is in Tampa Bay, no slouch, Vita Vea, Levante David. They're a great defensive unit led by Todd Bowles, but I do think Philly wins, and I like them at the minus 190 value. Pretty much the same line I got them on against the Rams.
All right. Taking the Eagles. All right, last one. We'll get you, and then we'll get back to it. Ravens Chiefs, the 1-2. Who would have thought we were here? This is a very interesting game because the Ravens are probably the best team that I have zero faith in whatsoever. Like, I cannot trust this team to ever win a close game, especially against a good team. And the Chiefs are the least fun team to watch play football. It's like watching paint dry. But they somehow find a way to just like, we're in the game. It's a 3-point game. We win the game. Whatever. Maybe we get a call. Everyone cries about it. It's whatever. But
for sure. I'm going Baltimore. I think they're my pick out of the AFC still, even with Buffalo looking like they have the first seed secured. Lamar Jackson's the most talented player I've ever seen play football. Derrick Henry's coming out absolutely pissed, dropping a crown trick. So I do think it's going to be a neck-and-neck ball game, back-and-forth battle. Both defenses, I do think Baltimore's defense is going to be a little bit better than what they've shown, but Steve Spagnuolo running that Kansas City defense is always a threat. So I think it's going to be a great game. Shout out Mahomes, absolute legend. But if I had to pick, I'm going to roll with the LJ King Henry read option unless they don't give Henry 20 carries. It seems like every single time they feed the King, they win with these. When they get in these when they get in these game scripts and King ends up with 12 to 14, 15 carries, they lose. So give me the Ravens if Harbaugh doesn't mess it up.
Yeah, they finished with four rushing first downs or something like that on Monday night, and it looked like they were going to run for 250 after that first drive, and they just went away from. Now Henry seems to have fumbleitis, which is kind of concerning to me because the Ravens are 3-0. If he doesn't fumble those two balls, the Ravens are probably 3-0 on the season. So again, another team I don't trust. I'm really torn on this game. I don't know where I'm going with it yet. The Chiefs are getting points at home, which I do like. They're going to take that one because I don't know. We'll get to that pick, but I appreciate you stopping by, my man. We're going to get back into these picks. Good luck. What's our bet? Like, losers got to shave or something? Like, very trimmed up. Don't wear a mustache. I'll cut a mustache. I'll rock a mustache on next week's stream if we lose on
for sure. We'll figure something out. I'll definitely be in the chats on the live. we'll figure something out for sure. But it's going to be a great game. If you're going to be live for the game, I know it's going to be early, but I'll stop by. Best of luck, brother. It's going to be
I
awesome.
have no idea. Like I said, I got the wedding this week. God knows what my mental state and recovery will be. Who knows where I'll be come Sunday morning. Up with a Guinness, hopefully, somewhere.
Yeah,
but
for
appreciate
sure.
stopping by, guys. Check out Elite Division Sports. Lowe's Locks of the Week. Great
Yeah.
bets. Got his picks.
Appreciate it, brother.
He was our first moderator on the channel, so I appreciate you stopping by, big dog. Have a good
No
night.
worries.
Hop back in the chat. We'll get back into the
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Have a blessed one. Later.
All right, guys. Appreciate our guy right there. We had to get that out. Steelers, Vikings. We got to get the shit talk out. I'm so behind in the chat. You guys are talking about Mateer. Yes, I didn't shit on the Chiefs. Don't worry about it, Zins. They're just awful to watch. They're good. What's the spread? I think it's like 3.5 in Tampa. Oh, it is hard to win in KC. All right. We're going to stop Derrick Henry. Fire Harbaugh. Wasn't hard. All right. Pete rocks the Sam Jackson Pulp Fiction sideburns. I'll look like Lamar. We got prime Lamar over here. Did you guys see Lamar looking like Sam Jackson? This Monday night? That was the comparison this week. Not Lamar Jackson, Lamar Sam Jackson. I spelled like a potato. Over here. God. Images. There we go. Where is it? Where was the hair? They had the comparison. Come on, man. We had a really funny comparison. He had like the Jerry Girls from Pulp Fiction over there. Oh my god. All right. Y'all see how cold our guy is, Pete is? I am cold. Oh, how cool? Yeah, I am super cool. God, I don't have any hair to grow that out. I need to grow. I got a haircut today. We're full shaved head over here. I look like Bill fucking Burr. God, I hate Bill Burr. Stupid Boston fan. But you can't wear hats at weddings. I don't have that kind of swag yet. What if I just wore a flat, like a fitted cap at the wedding, guys? What if I just did that? Let's go. I'll wear the helmet. I'm not getting married. I'm not getting married. Somebody else's marriage. I'm just there in attendance. Stitson's playing Seattle, the Chargers, Carolina to cover, 400 across, just saying. Carolina's scary. I don't know what to do with that game in New England. That's a weird line, too. The Patriots are kind of heavy favorites. I love Seattle. I love the Chargers. Carolina's a little scary. I look poor. That's mean. Who cares? Shit, Joe Rogan. I wish I would. I'm first of all, I'm taller than Joe Rogan and not as jacked. So there's a trade-off. Not as jacked as Joe Rogan, but I'm also much taller than Joe Rogan. And by much taller, I mean a few inches. All right, guys. Let's get to our next pick. Lions, Browns. Lions are gonna win this fucking game. Don't fall for the trap. Don't eat the cheese, Lions. They're going to win this game. Lions are going to win this game. Browns defense is good. Lions at home are just a different animal. I'm smoking for Sam D. No, Marcel has my heart. Carolina put up 41 big points to 0 last week. That wasn't the final. I thought it was like 30 to 0. I thought it was 30 to 0 last week against, whatchamacallit, the Potatoes, the Falcons. Was it 41? It was 30. It was 30 to nothing. You lied. You lied to me, Stinson. You lied. It was 30 to nothing. Still, they didn't get any. The Panthers had no offense last week. That was the problem. They forced turnovers. The Falcons' offense was bad. Carolina didn't do a whole lot on offense. Not saying the Patriots or anything crazy. It's just scary. I don't know if the Falcons could be this team or the Panthers could be this team. Seattle had 44. The Panthers could be this team that are solid at home and awful on the road. I kind of feel like the Browns are going to be this team. I feel like the Falcons are going to be this team. So if this game was in Carolina, I'd like them a lot more. I don't know what to do with the Patriots, though. I will agree. I will admit I don't know what to do with the Patriots. I don't know how I feel about them. I don't have a good read on the Patriots at all. The Rams own us. Zone? I mean, maybe. They own Sam Darnold. Historically, they do not own us. Historically, we are the Rams' fathers. Hit the like button, guys, if you haven't already. If you're new here, drop a sub. All right, we're going to keep the picks rolling here. I got to speed this up a little bit. We had a little detour. Wrap this up. I got to edit. Puka is not better than Jetta's. Puka's great. He is not on the same planet as Justin Jefferson. Patriots, Panthers. I'm going to take the Patriots to win this game. Historically, they have 2 Super Bowls to the Vikings 0. Cool. And they have, what's their record head-to-head in the playoffs? The Rams couldn't get to the Super Bowl because of the Vikings for a very long time. It's honestly crazy how dominant Puka Nacua is, though. I sometimes forget, but bro, last year, if healthy, all year would have gone crazy. Maybe. Puka Nacua also doesn't stay healthy because of how he plays. He plays with reckless abandon, which I love. But sometimes you got to protect yourself, man. You got to protect yourself a little bit. 9 sacks, cool. Yeah, Sam Darnold's bad. I agree. That's why they got rid of him. They preferred Carson Wentz than J.J. McCarthy to Sam Darnold. Chargers not losing to the Giants here. Darty's fun. We're going to get a Darty. We're going to light a dart up. Everybody rip a dart if you know what a dart is. Don't do cigarettes, kids. Buccaneers, Eagles. This is a tough one for me. I was very happy with what I saw from the Eagles in the second half. We needed to see the Eagles offense. They needed to wake up. They needed to throw the football. They've been so shit passing the ball through the first 2 weeks. We needed to see that from the Eagles. Buccaneers secondary isn't as good. Buccaneers are living life on the edge. We're living life on the edge in Tampa, which I like. You're in close games, you win close games. Eagles also win close games. This is a very good matchup. These are my 2 highest ranked teams in the NFC right now. I think this could be a playoff game once again. NFC Championship. Bucks are going to continue to win 1-score games. I do think so. I'm going to take the Bucks in this one. Can we all say fuck the Packers? We can all bond on hating the Packers. I like the Bucks in this game. Not going to be surprised if the Eagles win. I'd actually be insanely impressed. I'll be insanely impressed if the Eagles win this game. I'll be more impressed if the Eagles win this game. The Eagles are winning the NFC. Lock it up if they beat the Buccaneers, especially convincingly. I just don't think anybody can play with them. What the fuck is going on with the Raiders? They're the Raiders. Kendall, they're the Raiders. They're the Raiders. Offensive line isn't good. Defense is up and down, and they can't get the running game going. Fuck the Packers and fuck Philly. Yeah, all the haters hate Philly. Everybody hates Philly. Everybody hates the Packers. Everybody hates the Chiefs besides Zen. And I don't really hate the Chiefs. Give me the Titans. Try. Betting the Chargers all year. We looked at Chargers schedule the other day. Yes, we're riding with the Chargers. Now the problem is Vegas going to catch on and do the lines adjust and they get a little too scary. Now, Chargers money line most of the year, very comfortable with. Our man Herbert is getting his world rocked by Madison Beer, and he's turned into a Hall of Fame quarterback. The guy we knew he could be. So you love to see it. Titans, Texans. This line is too big. I like the Titans getting 6.5. I think it is. Houston's gonna win this game. The Houston has an elite unit. They have an elite defense. The Titans do not have an elite unit. Okay, and Cam Ward's still young. Turnover. I think turnovers, a defensive score could be the difference in this game. Houston's offense is awful. Yes, awful. Battle the 0-3s. This is a pretty shitty game all around. Let me take my headphones out. This is a shitty game all around. I was probably screaming into the mic all night. This is a shitty game all around. So I think the Texans do have to get a win here because of how good their defense is. Titans have played some good defenses, so they are tested, I should say. They're prepared. I would be so sick if the Texans lost this game if I'm a Texans fan. They have to get a win. Season's over, you lose this game if you're the Texans, obviously. They're in pretty bad shape now. Colts-Rams, good game, fun game. I think the Colts come back down to earth a little bit on offense. They've been insane. They've been the best offense in the history of football. That's not Daniel Jones. They compare to the 07 Patriots. They're going to come back down to earth this week. Rams' run defense is very good. They did a good job against Saquon. Jonathan Taylor's going to have a tough time. They're going to force Danny Dimes to beat them. Can he do it? We're about to find out. Colts defense has been solid as well. I'm going to take the Rams at home in a bounce back spot, but this is not a slight on the Colts. I think the Colts actually showed that they are a good team. They've won me over. Rams win. Colts aren't bad in this game. Philly's still the team to beat. They're the champs. True. But when it comes down to it, like if the Eagles catch the Bills, I'm gonna probably take the Bills because of the better quarterback. Like if you get a Super Bowl, the better quarterback's gonna win that game, especially when the teams aren't overwhelmingly different. And the Bills' offensive line is good. That's why I have the Bills won. NFC also deeper, but not as good. Like it feels like we're racing towards like maybe the Ravens Bills, maybe the Bills Chargers in there. Two of those three teams we're going to see. I'm pretty confident the Bills are going to make the AFC Championship game this year. I'm pretty confident the Bills are going to make the championship game. So the question is, who are they going to play? And I'm pretty confident the Eagles are also going to make the NFC Championship game. Salted Fishing, what's up? Remember me? I believe I do. I want to say it was 2 weeks ago you were in here. But what's up? How you doing? How's your Wednesday going? Phillies coach always calls a great game, but they don't have a coach. Sirianni doesn't call anything. They have a new coordinator this year. New offensive coordinator this year. They had Kellen Moore last year calling everything. Sirianni does nothing. He yells and looks like a meatball. 49ers Jags is so stinky too. Both teams have fraudulent winning records, but I trust Mac Jones more at this point. I don't know if Mac Jones is going to play. I think it's going to be Purdy. And I don't know if, like, Mac Jones is hurt. If Purdy doesn't play, like, we're getting a Martinez at quarterback from Nebraska. Shocker. Not much. Good. Sad about the Rams choking. Yeah, that was a brutal loss for the Rams. And the block field goal return for the touchdown for the Eagles to cover. 2 block field goals, 19-point lead. That's a tough one. Little motivation, though, for the postseason. Little motivation for the rematch in the postseason. I don't think it's going to do. Andy Reid calls a good game, too. Andy Reid does call a good game, but Matt Nagy kind of is like shitting on that offense, holding that offense down. Andy Reid does actually input on plays, though. I don't think Sirianni does anything. I think Sirianni might be listening to like some Italian Guido music. I don't know what Italian Guido music is. Some like Frank Sinatra or something. And he's eating like a chicken parm. If I cash app you $4,000, you can go to the Packers Super Bowl. Nobody wants to go to Santa Clara Green. It's a stupid place. This is a weird game. Again, if Purdy plays, I like the Niners. Their defense is good. Nick Bosa's hurt. Kind of scares me. A little worrisome, but their defense has been really good with Saleh back there. Jaguars' defense is good. Jaguars should have beat the Bengals. I don't know how they lost that game to Browning. Their offense is bad, though. The Jag offense is bad. Travis Hunter, kind of a bust. Can't play two ways. They're moving him to defense, it looks like. Thought McVay called a good game, but he made some stupid plays against the Eagles. Yeah, every coach does. They got hosed, too. That catch by Puka that they called incomplete, that was definitely a catch. That kind of hurt. They didn't do a good job adjusting in the second. And the defense gave up 21 points in the second half. They were getting cooked on defense. I'm going to take the Niners in this one. Jags a live dog here, though. Jags a live dog. Jags getting points. I kind of like the Jags getting points. If Purdy plays, I feel more confident in the Niners. Okay, this is the big one, boys and gals. Ravens and the Chefs. I've been back and forth on this game. I like the Chiefs getting points at home. I don't trust the Ravens. I can't trust the Ravens in a good game. They're the best team in football. Daniel, happy Wednesday. The stream is officially complete. Daniel's here. There's only one answer. Salt Division says Ravens. I don't trust the fucking Ravens. They actually made me mad on Monday night. Obviously, losing to the Lions makes me mad. But they just do stupid shit late in games. It drives me crazy. The Ravens defense is that much better talent-wise than the offense of Kansas City. The Ravens defense is so bad. The Ravens defense is terrible. Matabike is already out again. Buffalo, great coach. I'm not a Sean McDermott guy. I think Sean McDermott gets coached out every postseason. Stetson. I think Sean McDermott's just buns. Joe Brady, their offensive coordinator, is going to be a head coach very soon. But I don't think McDermott's very good. Their defense is always shit. I don't trust KC's wide receivers. Xavier Worthy practiced today, full participant. Tyquan Thornton not trustworthy. Kelsey's still fat and stuff and just shit. Harbaugh's bunch. Chiefs are going through their downfall. Everybody's going through their downfall. Wait for Rasheed. Chiefs defense has adjusted, which is nice. Their offense is bad. The Ravens defense is bad. This is a bad game all around because the Ravens are clearly the better football team. Clearly the better football team. But the Ravens just do stupid shit. And that really makes me mad. New stadium in Buffalo has no roof. WTF. I know. But the fan, it's covered for the fans. The field is not covered, but the fans are covered. They want snow games. They want home field advantage. I don't hate it. If I had Josh Allen, I'd want some home field outdoors too. Also, there's no wind. The way the stadium is built, the wind doesn't go into the stadium. So that's also cool. Won't be as bad to kick field goals in either. Won't be windy, won't be cold. Just might get snow on the field, which is fun. Everybody likes a good snow game. Who doesn't like a good snow game? Nope, no retractable roof. It just covers the seats. Yep. The fun cover for the fans. Keep the field weather affected. That's what you like. And I think the seats probably heated or something. I don't know. It looks cool. Let's see. Bills new stadium. Bills new stadium. Let's look at some mock-ups here. See? Here's some mock-ups. That's cool looking. But here's the mock-up. So the seats are covered. I think this extends a little further out, so most of the seats are covered. But the way the wind deflects or something, the wind can't get into the field, so it's not windy. Let's see if they got any. See? Here we go. Oh my god. Just because I'm using a VPN over here? Shut up. There's a mock. So it's pretty covered out there over the fans. Keep them protected. Stadium roof drone update. There you go. It's going to be cool. They need a good stadium. I've been to the old stadium. It's fun. Pete, those kids spoiled back in my day. What about Titans? Yeah, the Titans are getting a new stadium too. I think that's covered as well. That's in downtown Nashville, isn't it? It's like a square. It has it has the glass roof like Minnesota and LA. It's got a roof. I don't think it's retractable. It's got a glass roof like Minnesota and LA. So you get the sunlight, you don't get the weather. That's okay. Tennessee's got shit weather in the winter too. Sneakily shit weather for the South. I'm taking the Chiefs. I can't trust the Ravens. The Ravens have to show proof to me. I don't really trust the Chiefs either, but I trust them more than the Ravens. Don't yell at me. Raiders, Bears. Everyone's glazing the Bears. This is a throw it at the wall for the Raiders. Give me the Raiders in this game. Give me the Raiders. I'm not taking the Bears. Nail polish boy. He played the shitty Cowboys. Pete Carroll has multiple Super Bowls. At least he got one Super Bowl. He's got multiple Super Bowl appearances. The Bears aren't good. The Bears defense is bad too. I think the Raiders are going to move the ball. I think Gino's going to throw the ball. They're going to move the ball. Nail polish boy on the road. Show me something. Show me something, nail polish boy. Pick whoever I'm rooting against, to be honest. Cowboys, Packers. Cowboys, right? Cowboys, for sure. Just kidding. Obviously, the Packers are going to win this game. Cowboys defense is horrible. This is the worst defense in NFL history, potentially. Potentially the worst defense in NFL history. Potentially the worst defense in NFL history. Packers' awful offensive performance. Caleb Williams had his best game of his career. Pete Carroll's putting his ego in the way, and they aren't playing a guy, JPJ, at center. He should be starting. I like the in-depth center analysis here. You've been to SoFi Impressive House? I've heard SoFi kind of suck, though, because you can't walk around it. It's not connected, which I kind of hate. I want to be able to walk around an entire stadium. They said it's not connected. Especially for the amount of money they said. I'm sure it's nice. It's in a weird spot, too. It's in Inglewood. I'm sure it looks nice. I like the cool circle video board. Why would I want to go to LA? I don't know. See a homeless person? I want to go to the Clippers' new arena. The Clippers' new arena is pretty cool. The Aspire, what is it? Aspire? Whatever that stupid thing is. I'm gonna go to that place. That place looks awesome. All right, we've been treated to 2 horrendous Monday night games. Dirty water, homeless. What else? 2 horrendous Monday night games. Dolphins, Jets. Like, God help us. 0-3. These are 2 of the 5 worst teams in football. It feels like 2 of the worst 6 teams, maybe. I don't know who's gonna win this game. I flip back and forth on this one. I'm gonna take the Jets. Maybe I maybe took the Dolphins in my video already recorded against the spread. I don't know. I'm not confident on either. I'm gonna take the Jets. Why not? I'm gonna take the Dolphins. They had 10 days off. I'm gonna take the Dolphins. Please don't let me down, DJ Mikey Mike. Please. And finally, Broncos are going to beat the Bengals. Bounce back spot here for the Broncos. They could be 2-1. They're not. The Bengals will play better. Broncos defense is good. Bengals defense bad. They'll score points. Chargers, baby. Only reason to go to LA. Chargers did actually have some fans, man. Chargers actually finally had some fans in that game against Denver. Finally had a home crowd. It's crazy. Crazy. Low-life gangbangers, ice raids, Mexicans to their low riders. And NFL teams on. All Raiders fans, too. Funny enough, none of them root for the Rams or the Chargers. They're all Raiders fans in LA. All right, here are my picks. We're going to recap it, wrap up the stream. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Sub if you're new here. We got daily sports content. I will have my picks video out tomorrow with all of my picks against the spread for week 4. We'll also be live tomorrow morning at 10:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern for Backyard Bookies, doing all our college picks for the upcoming week 5. So should be a lot of fun. I got the Seahawks over the Cardinals on Thursday night. I got my Vikings over the Steelers in Dublin, Ireland. I got the Falcons upsetting the Commanders at home in Atlanta. I got the Bills taking care of business against the Saints. Lions do the same against the Browns. I'm going to take the Patriots over the Panthers in a weird game. I got no idea on this one. Chargers destroy the Giants and young Jackson Dart. I like the Buccaneers in a nail-biter against the Eagles. The Texans somehow come out on top against the Titans. Rams take care of business. I shouldn't say take care of business. Rams look good in a bounce back against the Colts, but the Colts will impress in a loss. Niners over the Jags because they're at home and Brock Purdy's pretty good. Chiefs over the Ravens in a really desperate game for both these teams. Raiders take down the Bears. Packers demolish the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. Dolphins, I guess, are going to beat the Jets in the first Monday night game. And the Broncos beat the Bengals in the second Monday night game. 40-year fan of the Chargers, been waiting a long time. Yes, you've had some teams that you thought were going to do it. Old Schottenheimer, Marty Ball. This could be the team, Jim Harbaugh, because who's got it better than us? Nobody. All right, we're going to say 54 points is the tiebreaker on this one. That's going to do it for us this week, guys. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Again, picks against the spread video out tomorrow afternoon. We will be live tomorrow morning with all of our college football bets for the upcoming weekend. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Probably no live stream Saturday. Maybe I'll have an impromptu live in-person live stream with the boys watching the Ags, something like that. But appreciate everybody stopping by. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Stay safe out there. Again, like, subscribe, and